So, good morning. My name's Maria Schmitz. Today, we're going to talk about rapport talk versus report talk. And if you have been initiated into gender culture, you probably know who does what. The noun rapport means a friendly, harmonious relationship, especially one characterized by agreement, mutual understanding, or empathy that makes communication possible or easy. Bob Dignan once gave us a very beautiful definition, which goes like this. I'm first taking a lexicographical look at the word before we go into further details. Sometimes the noun is qualified with an adjective or placed in a context that evaluates the harmony of that relationship. Miller Moss was quoted in the Detroit News of the 12th of April 2018 to have said, "The two men have an easy rapport. The conversation was unguarded, particularly when Mr. Powell was discussing himself rather than the policies of the central bank." That's one way of using it. Mark Landler said in the New York Times of the 9th of April 2019, "I was able to break down film with Coach Gaddis, and we had a great rapport with each other. He went really in depth, and it was unlike any other meeting I've had." Rapport derives from French. To be en rapport was to be on the same wavelength with another. So, quoted, his grammar may have been imperfect, but still I have understood him. He and I are en rapport. And I say again, Edward, that old pontifex, was not only an able man, but one of the very ablest men I ever knew. This is from Samuel Butler in 1903 in The Way of All Flesh. Report carries a number of meanings as a noun: common talk, a usually detailed account or statement, an explosive noise, and as a verb, too numerous meanings to list here. Rapport retains its French pronunciation in English, unlike report, in which the end T is pronounced. When the comedian Stephen Colbert hosted the Colbert Report, he encouraged viewers to pronounce the last word in the title, like rapport, to match the pronunciation of his French-derived name, Colbert. Rapport and report share more than resemblance, however. Both words derive from French verbs meaning to bring back, deriving from the Latin verb portare, meaning to carry. Rapport carried the original English meaning of an act or instance of reporting, a use that dropped out by the end of the 19th century. So now it is mainly used in a relationship building context. No? So I hope we're all now on the same wavelength. Great. The differences in male and female communication styles can easily ignite conflict. The prototypical communication styles of men and women, which not surprisingly differ, can lead to miscommunication, misunderstanding, and disputes. For example, a female policy analyst by the name of Abby and her male supervisor, Daniel, are having a conversation about Abby's job responsibilities. Abby: "This is killing me. The guys in finance keep changing their projection numbers, which is making my analysis a moving target. This is incredibly frustrating." Daniel: "Maybe you should go talk to them about it." Abby: "Daniel, I have already talked to them 4 times." Daniel: "Well, maybe you could run the analysis for all of the projections they provided. Then you would be ready when they finally settle on a number." Abby: "That would be a lot of work. I'm just frustrated and annoyed. What can I do to help?" Abby and Daniel are engaged in the same conversation, but they are implicitly seeking different outcomes. They are really attempting to have two different types of conversations. Abby wants to have a rapport talk conversation, but Daniel is responding by engaging in a report talk conversation. This difference in the type of conversation women and men prototypically engage in can lead to misunderstanding, friction, and conflict. In You Just Don't Understand, Deborah Tannen points out that gender driven communication breakdowns are the result of the fact that males and females have distinctly different conversational styles based upon gender and cultural conditioning. She states, women use rapport talk, intended to signal support, to confirm solidarity, or to indicate they are following the conversation. Men, on the other hand, tend to use report talk. For most men, talk is primarily a means to preserve independence and negotiate and maintain status in a hierarchical social order. Professor Tannen has a lot more to say regarding the difference in communication styles, which starts during childhood. But to keep this video brief, let's do a debrief of the conversation between Abby and Daniel. The conversation exhibits the prototype for each gender's style. Abby was looking for connection and empathy through the relational qualities of rapport talk, while Daniel was attempting to address the ostensible problem with the informational qualities of report talk. For most of us, the differences in gender communication seem obvious once they have been pointed out, but they can be vexing until these differences have been brought into focus. Understanding the differences in communication styles between genders, therefore, is important for both negotiators and mediators. What do negotiators need to be aware of? They need to be aware of the type of conversation they're having and the most appropriate means of participating in the conversation. Mediators need to watch for rapport, report, communication breakdowns, which can lead to impasse when two parties are having different conversations.